Hi, this is Simon Leung back again with Groove Live with another session of Q&A. Welcome to all of you who are joining us live or will be. Let us know in the comments when you are here so that we can say hi to you appropriately. And of course, we want to know where you're from. Let us know your country, your city, your time. For me, it is midnight where I am. Happy Saturday. Yes, I am coming to you in the weekend, some of you. And so hopefully wherever you are, this is what you have to look forward to. Now, of course, for us being right here back in the Q&A, the purpose of this session is pretty much to answer your questions, to see what questions you might have. Now, just to let you know, of course, I am not the product specialist. I won't consider myself to be an expert who knows everything, but I will do everything in my power to either give you an answer or at least direct you to a resource where you can find the answer. And as much as possible, we will do some Q&A, troubleshooting along the way, because that is what we do. So I see a couple of you in the comments already saying hi. So just to say a quick shout out to Tyra saying alarm set. Thanks for the notification. Thank you, Tyra, for always joining us. It's great to see you. We have another friend from YouTube saying, feel relaxed, be happy, live well. Oh, I guess that's the name of the channel. It says, hope everyone is in good health. Yes, I hope that as well. I wish nothing but the very best for our fellow Groovesters, their community, our community, and their families as well. So good for all of you. Once again, thank you for joining us. If you are just here with us for the very first time, make sure that you check the ticker below this video, right down over there you go, this direction right there, because we have a few things that you should take a look at. If there are any questions that we don't know how to answer, if we cannot see your question, they don't get highlighted for whatever reason, we want to invite you to go to our page where you can submit more questions. Okay, you can see that at the bottom ticker whenever it comes back to you again, grooveover.to/questions. That's where you can go ahead and submit it. Some of the additional places where you can go to as resources, of course, if you happen to be one of the brand new people who are joining us on our variety of different Facebook pages or groups, we want to invite you to get authorized by Facebook so that we can see you. grooveover.to/authorization or authorize, I believe it was authorized, grooveover.to/authorize. Go there first so that we can actually see you right there whenever you do leave a comment. Of course, this applies only to Facebook users and anyone who is joining us on Facebook. In addition, you will see some additional resource pages such as, JV pages, our academy, our YouTube channels, which I'm sure we'll be showing you as we go along, as we continue to answer some of these questions, because many of the resources that we want to direct your attention to when answering these questions, yes, they've already been answered in the form of videos, most likely at some point within the past year or so. And so if it is at all possible, we'll go ahead and direct you towards that so that you have the capability to actually see an actual full-blown video sharing with you exactly how you can do that. We have Trader Rob join us from YouTube saying #live, and it's great that we also see Julian from Facebook saying, hey, Simon, great to see you. Julian, thank you for commenting, because we always wonder whether or not our Facebook feeds are going through. We wonder or not, the comments are coming through, and we are going through on a couple different Facebook chats and comments. So it is always good that we see you as well. Rob is joining us, and he's saying 12 p.m. from Riverview, Florida. I also had the same issue because it's 12 midnight, pronouncing that for some reason, Riverview, Florida, but great to see you. I'm exactly 12 hours ahead of you. And Trader Rob says, now I want tacos. So do I, Rob, so do I, and don't we all? Now, as you know, this is a Q&A session, so if you do have any questions, and in the form of a question, in the case that they do come through, we'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions that you might have when it comes to Groove. And so, of course, if you did see my post, which I usually post about 24 hours or so right before I actually come on, a lot of times we take up some of the questions that are on the actual post, and it just makes it a lot easier for us to keep everything organized, because we know that sometimes it will take, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes or more in between some of these comments. Sometimes the comments just come in right away. And so we never really can predict when these questions will actually come on. And so with that, we definitely want to have some questions prepared for you in the event that we are kind of on silence, we're quiet, nobody's saying anything, and we do want to still have some content for you. Okay, so the first question that actually came in, and I'll paste this in for you right here, right now, so that you can also see it, and I'll read it along so that you can see it with me. Chances are, if you have a question, other people will have a question as well that is very similar. So of course, don't be shy to ask them. Let us know what they are, and we will do everything in our power to not only answer, provide it as a resource, but hopefully get everyone in the loop, because everyone probably wants to learn the same thing. Maybe not everyone, but definitely more than one person. Kimberly is asking, I saw the video about the release of email. Where can we start training to learn it? Thanks. Okay, Kimberly, thank you for that question. For those of you who are unaware and maybe don't know exactly what Kimberly is talking about the release of email, I'm pretty sure that Kimberly is referring to GrooveMail. Okay, this is our, I'm sharing my screen. So this is our groove.cm page. Is not the page that I want to direct your attention to. It's actually the link that you should be seeing at the bottom of the ticker, which is right here, youtube.com/Groove Digital. Okay, so I want to direct your attention to that page first. In case you don't know what it is, this is our YouTube channel. And once you go there, all right, this is, I believe, where we were last time. So I'm going to go ahead and reload the page so that you will see exactly what I see. And moments ago, you can see that this is live, because as you can see right here, we got the Q&A going on. This says live. Actually, let me scroll up a little bit because you cannot see that. There you go. Right here, it says live. Okay, so as you can see, yes, we are on live right now. What I want to direct your attention to and show you really quickly what Kimberly may have been talking about. Again, this is her question right here. She is saying, I've seen the video about the release of email. Okay, so maybe I think that Kimberly is talking about this video right here with Donna Fox that was hosted about 1 week ago to clarify. Okay, Kimberly, it is not a video about the release of email. So in other words, it is not an announcement saying that GrooveMail has been released. It's a video, actually it was recorded live, about an update of GrooveMail. Okay, in fact, this question, I believe, was also one of the questions that were either asked or addressed during this actual presentation itself. So if you haven't had the chance to watch this in full, all 90 minutes of it, I recommend that for you, Kimberly, or anybody who wants to learn the latest about GrooveMail, to watch this entire thing. Okay, so again, just to clarify, it is not a video about the release of GrooveMail, but rather an update on what progress we are in. And so the second part of your question, where you can start to learn about it. In fact, yes, as Donna mentioned, there will be a lot of changes, there will be a lot of updates, but if you want to get a head start, just so that you know, GrooveMail had previously already been released. I believe it's been a few months ago now. And so at that point in time, there were video trainings that were actually released at that point as well. So if you want to go back here to our YouTube channel, you want to get a quick head start, at least learn the preliminary of everything that had been trained in the past, I invite you to go here and do a search for GrooveMail. Okay, do a search for GrooveMail, and once you do so, you will actually see that there are some different training videos that were recorded live. I believe these are from David Lemon that were streamed months ago. Many of these things will be very similar, maybe in terms of the UI, the user interface, the different features, or whatever else. You know, there will be things, new things that will be added in terms of the fundamentals, in terms of the basics, in terms of the core usage. A lot of these are going to be exactly the same. Okay, so in terms of creating your first campaign using GrooveMail, that is the core, right? That is the fundamental. We invite you to watch this training video You're going to get walked through step by step with a lot of the tutorial steps and guidance that you will need to better understand the program. And yes, whatever is already released, we highly recommend that you watch those because it will get you a much better understanding of GrooveMail as soon as you get access to it. I'm sure it will get you a head start. And as soon as that happens, also as announced by Donna, new additional training videos and tutorials as it pertains to the latest version with the brand new UI and everything else, those will also get released in due time as well. But of course, we all first need access to it first so that we can actually see how it looks like, figure it out, and then release those videos. Just so that you know, it is not yet released to everybody. And so right now, we don't have those videos. But if you do want to get a head start, as you mentioned in your question, go ahead and come back to our YouTube channel, which once again, you will be able to see right here at youtube.com/Groove Digital. Do a search for GrooveMail and you will see a variety of them, okay? From starting your first campaign using GrooveMail and quick look into GrooveMail and what it can do, building out a GrooveMail sequence with automations. Recently, and this was just about a week ago, I also did a live session called Groove at Any Time. And this one, we showed you a new GrooveMail sneak peek on how the brand new UI actually looks like. So if you want a sneak peek in that as well, then of course you are invited to watch this. As mentioned, this is the GrooveMail updates that you're definitely gonna want to watch with Donna Fox. 90 minutes of very, very good updates and brand new announcements, steps that you need to take, the next steps that you need to do as well, plus many Q&A sessions, all in association with that. This is another session of a reminder to catch the replay of the GrooveMail updates. And we also have some additional ones over here, how to create your first email list with GroovePages and more. Okay, so come here if you want to learn more about GrooveMail. We already have a lot of GrooveMail content that I'm sure you will benefit from. And of course, when it officially gets announced that everything is released, we will have more content that we will want to share with you as well. All right, so hopefully that serves to answer your question, Kimberly, over here. Hopefully that helps. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and take on some additional questions as well. We have Julian also saying, is GrooveBlog working correctly now? One thing that we need to know, whether it's about GrooveBlog or GroovePages or Groove whatever other apps, is that as much as possible, everything is going to work to the best of its ability at that point in time, okay? Will there be bugs that happen along the way? Absolutely. Okay, that's just the nature of technology. And when we make improvements to one thing, we actually see that not everything is going to work appropriately. Other things got affected. So in terms of, is everything working correctly now? Everything, I believe, at the time that we're ready to launch them, they are working quote unquote correctly. Okay, if there are things that need to be improved, if there are bugs along the way, we depend on you. We depend on our fellow community members. We also depend internally ourselves to figure out what those corrections are, what things need to be improved, what bugs need to be fixed, right? So when that happens, of course, we, again, as soon as those things are identified, continue to improve them along the way. When things aren't ready for prime time, so to speak. For example, we just talked about GrooveMail, right? It's not yet ready because not everything is quote unquote working correctly. And so we want to make sure that internally we do what we can do in terms of warming up the IPs, in terms of giving you the appropriate training and everything along those lines before it's actually gonna get released. So if you want to use GrooveBlog, if you want to use, GroovePages, you want to use GrooveSell, you want to use GrooveVideo, GrooveMember, whatever else, it's released, feel free, of course, to use them. Will they be perfect? I believe, and I am an honest believer, that everything that we have, everything that you will want to do, there's always going to be room for change. There's always going to be room for improvement. Okay, so in terms of whether or not they work, yes, they absolutely work. GrooveBlog, I've also used it to set up my own blogs without issues. So if you're asking whether or not it works, Yes, it works. Does it work properly and correctly in that you can create your first blog, you can host it on your own domain name, you can publish it, and people can find it online and on the search engines? The answer is yes. Okay, it does work correctly. Will there be additional improvements along the way? The answer to that is yes as well. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that serves to answer your question, Julian, about GrooveBlog, as well as any other apps that we have. We have another Facebook user saying hello. Okay, once again, if you can see right down in the ticker, grooveover.to/authorize, we invite you to obviously go there if you're brand new, to authorize Facebook to show your name on StreamYard, so that the next time that you say hello, we can see your name and we can see your smiley face. But of course, thank you very much for joining us. We have another friend also. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the name, but JG, thank you very much for saying hello and hi from YouTube. We see you a couple of times, so thank you very much for joining us. Let's see if we have any additional questions over here. Yes, we do have another message right here that I see from Trader Rob. I have always been hesitant to make ads for Asian countries simply because of my lack of understanding of how each language is written. English is left to right. Let me see. It ends right there. Okay, but there are others that go top to bottom and right to left. Will GrooveAsia have anyone to help with making sure I am not creating an ad that is structured properly? Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Rob, for that question. The good news for all of our GrooveAsia affiliates and all of our JV friends, anyone who is interested, by the way, of learning more about GrooveAsia, reach out to me, let me know, because it's going to be something that is very, very big. And so to answer your question, Mr. Rob, yes, I understand that it is a very big concern for many of our friends who may not be, foreign language speakers, and understand that there will be different languages that move from left to right and right to left and top to bottom, bottom to top, or whatever else. Just to let you know, when we officially create all the different pieces of content, whether it is on the GrooveAsia homepage, whether it's on the upsell, whether it's on the JV tools, and everything else that you'll need to learn, we will have our language specialists. They will do what needs to be done, so that all you need to do, just like with our English speaking tools, right? Everything will be copy and paste ready. Okay, everything would be copy and paste ready, so that you don't actually need to understand exactly, what it says. You don't need to understand, how to read them, how to pronounce them. You don't need to worry about the structure, so to speak. The good news is that if something needs to be arranged in that respect, all of our language specialists, they will go ahead and make those changes for you. Okay, they will make those edits, so that once again, we can just copy and paste it and everything will work properly for all of us. And even for me, of course, the only ones that I know how to do properly would be Chinese characters in simplified and Chinese characters in traditional format. And so many people think that they're one and the same. In reality, they are not. Traditional Chinese characters are used mostly by people who are in Taiwan, as well as those who are in Hong Kong. And then simplified, which is a lot more geared towards Mandarin, even though in Taiwan they also speak Mandarin. So there's no hard and fast rules by any means, but in terms of simplified, that is mostly used across China, as well as places like Singapore or Malaysia and some other countries where they do use simplified Mandarin Chinese, so to speak, and other dialects. So yes, there's a lot of confusion, especially even though I am, a Cantonese and Chinese Mandarin speaker, but even I get confused with all the different terminologies and the different styles and things like that. So again, don't worry about it. Just because once again, I know those two, it doesn't mean that I know how to speak Thai or understand how to write, in Vietnamese or Bahasa Indonesia or Malaysian or any other languages, right? So with all of that, that's where we're going to be very excited and happy to have our language specialists on board to make sure that they go ahead and structure all of that for us correctly. So hopefully that helps to alleviate some of your concerns, Mr. Rob. It definitely serves to alleviate some of mine. Paul is saying, hello, great to see you. Great to see you as well. I was using GrooveMember yesterday, and there are a lot of bugs in the builder regarding saving, etc. Can you confirm if these are being fixed and when we could expect an update? Thank you. So Mr. Paul, thank you very much for that question. I don't know exactly what those bugs are. I've obviously used Member quite a bit. I've built quite a bit of membership sites as well. I have no idea actually in terms of what the bugs actually are. So if you can help to list those out, it would definitely help me to communicate with the developers to do what we can to make sure that those bugs have been logged so that we can actually see that they're actually being worked on. Okay, so just so that you know, of course, when it comes to any types of bugs, they are being logged pretty much on a daily basis inside of a private group with our developers and our page builders and our designers and anybody who works and tests our apps. So if they've been identified, rest assured that they will be worked on. And once they are fixed, usually depending on the schedule and what else is being worked on, all these different bugs are being prioritized, and some bugs, as I'm sure you can imagine, takes longer to be fixed, some take a shorter amount of time. So they are pretty much worked on chronologically alongside with the launches of different apps. And whenever they do get fixed, I believe we do get notified. And so usually that's when some of these updates may come out. And so if they are logged and fixed, then of course you will be able to see them as well. But of course, in addition to the specific bugs that you are talking about, it will help me to know what bugs they are so that I can cross-reference them with the team and check with the developers. And if they're not already logged in, then of course we want to make sure that they are logged. Or if you actually are seeing that these quote unquote lots of bugs in the builder are not ones that you identified yourself, but maybe you saw somewhere else that is being communicated to by other people, then chances are, hopefully if it's public information already, then it's also private information, which means that the team knows about it, the developers are working on it. And I think the best way for us to see whether or not they have been updated or fixed is to give it every 24 hours or so. We just go back in and check them out ourselves. But from what I have noticed is that whenever these bugs are kind of logged, they do a very good job getting these fixed in a relatively short amount of time. Okay, so hopefully that serves to answer your question, and hopefully that works out well. Okay, and then Rob has another question. Actually, he's just saying thank you right now. You are very welcome. Julian is also saying, okay, thanks. You are very welcome. Trying to scroll through now because some of these questions are coming in and not all of them are questions. So we want to see which one is really about questions that you want to see. Okay, Julian is saying, I would like more info about GrooveAsia. The best way you can get more information, Julian, about GrooveAsia is directly in our GrooveAsia specific social media properties. Okay, so I invite you to go to grooveasia.cm/social. Once again, that's grooveasia.cm/social. Make sure that you connect with us directly inside of our YouTube channels. Make sure that you go into our communities, our Facebook groups, our Facebook pages, because those are the times when we go specifically on everything related to GrooveAsia. And just so that you know, to give you some ideas on how those pages might look like, I want to invite you to go to, let's say over here, which is youtube.com/GrooveAsiaCM is the name of our GrooveAsia channel. Okay, so once you go to videos, very similar to when you go to the Groove Digital YouTube channel, you're going to see a lot of videos that we have uploaded and shared within the last few weeks. It looks like the first one was uploaded about a month ago, some of which should look pretty familiar to you. For example, some of them that were uploaded and shared by Mr. Mike and Donna and a couple of our other founders, John Cornetta, for example. But for most of the ones that you see from me, you will actually be able to see that there's a lot of updates. In fact, we gave an update as recently as yesterday about brand new graphic banners that you should get to know more about as well. Okay, so I invite you to go to actually go to youtube.com/GrooveAsia CM if you want to see exactly how this page looks like. And so we're going to invite you to do that as well. All right, so that's where you can learn more about GrooveAsia. All right, and then Trader Rob says, thank you. You are very welcome. And then I'm looking through and it looks like it would actually be helpful later on, guys and gals. Later on, give it a little bit of time because not every single question is going to be able to be seen right here, right now. I don't know why. Sometimes it just takes forever for these comments to be coming in. So it looks like some of them are still making their way through. And then it looks like some of the faster ones are coming in. Not always, but it looks like, I don't know why, for whatever reason, I'm seeing a lot of Rob's comments. How do I target Asian countries in Groove carts? Well, you're going to be targeting GrooveAsia, or Asian countries with any type of app that we have. Obviously, by number one, using the languages is going to help. And number two, if you're talking about, let's say, using search engine optimization, or if you're talking about using Google Ads or Facebook Ads, the good news is that when you use those third-party applications for advertising, it does help. It does help for us to target different countries because they allow you to do that in those platforms. All right, so multi-thinking and multitasking, not all the time I'm able to come up smoothly. Okay, we do have another question that I will post to you right here. Mindy, okay, there is a question from Mindy and it says, stepped away from Groove for a bit, but checking back in. Welcome back, first of all, Mindy. Great to see you once again. Hopefully your time away was worthwhile for you and that you're ready to come back into action. In your opinion, what parts of Groove are functioning great and should I be using? What parts should I wait on to be developed further? Great question. Okay, so very similar to the answer that I shared before, Mindy. Anything that is released, so to speak, and that you are able to find inside of your dashboard, I would say they are ready to be used. Okay, if they're not ready, if they're not functional by any means, I don't think that the Groove team would actually release them. With that said, are there any apps that need to be improved? I would say even the best of the best apps out there, there's always going to be improvements. There's always going to be things that can be changed, features that can be added, bugs that can be fixed. So with that said, of course, that's another way of answering your question, right? But in terms of what parts of Groove are functioning great, I think that they're all functioning great. In my personal opinion, maybe for some of you who may be using it for different purposes, have different features and options that you want added, maybe you have a different opinion because you think that, you want this feature, it's not available, in which case those are the things that need to be added. So for Mindy, I think that just the same with a previous question, you should be a little bit more specific in terms of your own definition of what is working great. Because if you're saying, I just need to build a website, I need to do all these things that, by the way, GroovePages already provides, then of course, they are all working great. However, if there are different features in GrooveMember that you need that is not yet available, then of course, that's a separate situation and a separate conversation altogether. So a little bit of a better way to answer this question, either for Mindy or anybody else who is wondering, okay, whether or not the Groove platform is ready for you to use, I would say the best way is to simply go in to your Groove account. All right, log in and see what apps are actually available. If you go to the left side menu, what you're going to see is something called apps. Click on that button. And I would say that for the purpose of what I use and for the purpose of what many people use it as well, all the apps that are listed right here under GrooveFunnels, whether it's GroovePages or GrooveSell or Groove Affiliate, GrooveMember, GrooveVideo, GrooveBlog, GrooveCarts, GrooveMail would be the exception, okay? But with everything else that is available that you might be able to see right here, I would probably say that most, if not all of them, are pretty good. Okay, good enough for me, good enough for many people who need to use this. Of course, again, can there be room for improvements, for additional features and options? The answer is obviously yes. Give it time, suggest them yourself if you need to. But the ones that I would say, the second part of your question, what part should I wait on to be developed further? I would say anything that is right here under GrooveFunnels, okay? Groove Webinars, Groove Desk, Groove Calendar, Groove Survey, many of which are not yet launched, not yet ready. Those are the ones that we are all waiting on as well. And of course, if you don't have yet access or full access to GrooveMail just yet, that will be another one that could be pending further development. All right, so hopefully that serves to answer your question as well, Mindy. And there we go. Okay, now I see another question that is popping up. Alejandro is saying, hey, what's up? Y'all should do a training when it comes to GrooveBlog so we know how to plug in our SEO metadata, backlinks, etc. Thank you, Alejandro, for that wonderful suggestion. If you want to see whatever kinds of content that we have already so far when it comes to GrooveBlog, once again, I want to invite you back to our Groove digital channel. Okay, and right here, just like how moments ago, we did a search for GrooveMail. Now, I want to invite you to do a search for GrooveBlog, because when it comes to GrooveBlog, now you'll also be able to see some additional training that is available. And of course, for future ones that are not yet available, by no means am saying that everything is, of course, as elaborate as they can be. Of course, more training can be available. But when it comes to anything that is already available, I want you to get a head start. For example, we have training on how to connect your blog to GroovePages, how to set up Facebook comments on GrooveBlog, and then there's also some additional ones that you will be able to find as you continue to scroll down. Okay, so yes, there's definitely going to be room for a lot more additional types of training. Keep those suggestions coming, and hopefully in due time, we will put in the resources to see exactly what else that you need. We also have another question from Annie that I see right here. Where can I find more information about GrooveAsia? Earlier, we showed you the GrooveAsia YouTube channel, but of course, the main page of Groove that you can actually go to find it. You know about groove.cm, right? If you go to grooveasia.cm, this is where our homepage is actually going to be. Okay, so our homepage is right here, grooveasia.cm. You will see our GrooveAsia grand opening is coming up. If you want to learn more about the Groove Live event that is going to be happening in less than 4 weeks from now, anyone who is not yet a part of our Groove community, I invite you to do so. Okay, scroll all the way down and you will see right down here, Facebook page, Facebook group, YouTube channel, and all those things in association with GrooveAsia. That's where you can learn more about it, be a part of our community. And in addition, you're also going to want to click here on where it says get full details and join us live. Here you will see a lot more information about GrooveAsia, as well as the launch event. And you can see that this is happening in about 28 days. So read up all about it, watch the video right over here, and be a part of the launch event, because you're not going to want to miss it when we go on live for 36 straight hours. Okay, and we're going to feature celebrity guests like William Hung. We're also going to feature our Groove partners like Mike Filsaime and the rest of the co-founders. We're also going to feature the amazing Deborah Cole, Coach Deb, who is a part of the Groove team. Okay, you're also going to meet people like Rich Sheffrin, Alicia Little, Fabian Lim, Jazz Lai, Ken MacArthur, and so much more. Okay, so definitely come over here. You can get started, get everything that you want to know by going directly to grooveasia.cm, and hopefully that serves to answer your question as well. Okay, and then over here we have another question from Harpreet. Let me go ahead and paste this in right here. And Harpreet is saying, is it best to create your own opt-in/landing page for the affiliate product you're promoting instead of using the affiliate product opt-in? I spent days trying to create my own opt-in and trying to make it look like the affiliate product opt-in, but it's taking way too long. Okay, I want to be able to promote using the affiliate opt-in, but heard that I may not be able to keep track of the links. Help, please. Okay, so this sounds like it is a very generic type of affiliate marketing question, Heartbreak. To answer your question, as a general practice, and this is something that I've been doing ever since, I think, 2005, yes, for each and every single one of the affiliate products and services that I promote, I typically want to create my very own opt-in page, because when it comes to most of the people who are promoting their own products and services, right, they own the products and services, they're not going to give you your own opt-in form, so to speak. So for example, let me give you an example, okay? And I'm gonna use this as an example simply because the first part of your question is to say that yes, for most of the people that you are an affiliate for, they're just simply going to give you the affiliate link, which takes you back to the homepage. Okay, so over here, you will see that GrooveAsia.cm is the homepage for GrooveAsia, right? And so if we are over here and I go to GrooveAsia.cm/JV, okay, GrooveAsia.cm/JV, that is where you will find the actual affiliate links, okay, your affiliate promo tools and everything that you need in order for you to promote this product. So if I come over here and I go to GrooveAsia.cm/JV and I go over here and I go to links, traditionally, okay, for any single one of the affiliate product owners, they are gonna go ahead and give you the link back to the homepage. Okay, so over here you'll see GrooveAsia free account. If I click on this, or if I go over here, it looks like my browser is a little bit stuck right now, but just to give you an idea of what's going to happen when somebody copies this actual link, okay, there you go. They copy this link or they go to the actual page itself. What's going to happen is they will take you back to the main homepage, okay? This is what happens pretty much 100% of the time if you are an affiliate of Amazon, right? If you're an affiliate for any ClickBank products, for any JVSU products, whenever you take somebody to your affiliate link, it's going to take them back to the homepage. So in that case, yes, you are absolutely right, okay? You're not going to be able to keep track of your leads. Some of them, they will keep track of your links for you to show you, you know, this is how many links, how many clicks that you got, how many sales that you got, but not all of them do that, okay? If you want to actually keep track of your own leads, if you want to generate your own leads, the answer is yes. Normally, okay, you would need to set up your very own opt-in page. You would need to set up your own squeeze page. And so with that said, this is what I've been doing for the past 15, 16 years, because I also want to build my own list in the process. If I'm running ads, if I'm doing SEO, if I'm generating leads from who knows where, right, and they're coming in, I want to have a separate page myself so that the first page that they see is my page, so that the opt-in form that they see is mine. I want them to enter in their name, their email address, so that I also am building my list in the meantime, okay? Because once again, for most of the other JV most of the other owners, website owners, product owners, your JV partners, right? They're not going to give you the leads, so to speak. So that's why, yes, you would want to build your own. Now, the second part of your question, you're saying you spent days and days trying to create your own opt-in and trying to make it look like the main affiliate product. I actually do not recommend that you make it look exactly like the main affiliate product. Now, just to let you know, when it came to GrooveAsia, okay, we had a partner And I'm not going to call out this partner, but actually this JV partner already made it out public. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as a great example. Okay. This partner, he basically created and replicated his own website to make it look almost exactly like GrooveAsia.cm. Okay. To the point where people were getting confused. Even the co-founders were getting confused. Is this our website? Is this our page? If a lot of the other different JV owners, product owners, business owners are similar to Groove, they will have their own set of rules. And for this one, Joe Jablonski, who is our JV relations manager, he's also the operations manager for a lot of the affiliate marketing stuff. He's also one of the co-founders. He said, well, in this case, he was actually asking me, is this our website? And I said, well, no, I don't think it's not our website, right? He didn't show me the actual domain name or anything like that. He just showed me a snapshot, a screenshot, and he said, this one isn't working. And at that time, it was the first time that I saw the page, and I said, well, this isn't the page that I built. This is the page that I built. Okay. And he says, oh, okay. And what it turned out, and the reason why he approached me is because he wanted to know whether or not this page is ours. And it wasn't until later on that I found out that people who are our own JV partners were not allowed to actually have websites, landing pages, squeeze pages that look exactly like groove.cm or grooveasia.cm or groovefunnels.com. Okay, so that's why I'm saying I don't recommend that your particular squeeze page should look exactly the same as the main website, because they might not allow it, number one. Number two, maybe you will want your own page to be different so that people can differentiate from it. And number three, depending on which product that you actually have, maybe you don't actually have the best conversion if you're sending people directly to a page that looks exactly like the main page. Maybe you can do better. I don't know. Maybe you can write a better headline. Maybe you can create a page using GroovePages, hint, hint, right? That is higher converting, that looks better, and ultimately will make you more money. Okay, so with that, that is a possibility. So I highly recommend that if you are going to be using that, if you're going to be using GroovePages, if you're going to be building out your own, use your own design or use one of the templates that is already inside of Groove, because those are utilizing elements that work. A nice headline, nice graphics, nice sub headline, and they're placing it directly positioned in a very strategic place where we know would be high converting. Okay, so with all of that, we highly recommend that you go ahead and use that to your advantage and use GroovePages to do that as well. And the last part of your question, okay, but I heard that I may not be able to keep track of the links. Please help and please help. Okay, so with that, earlier, if you remember that I mentioned and confirmed that, yes, for the majority of the website owners out there, if you're their affiliates, chances are they're not going to give you their leads whenever somebody opts into their opt-in form, or you make a sale. You're also not really going to know unless they give you that information who actually those sales are. So with that said, the good news is that, to my understanding, when you are an affiliate for Groove, okay, and you are a Groove affiliate, maybe you're a Groove an affiliate for GrooveAsia or for Groove, right here, when you scroll down and people actually enter in their information over here, okay, they enter in this form and they submit it. Usually, most of the different companies out there, they're not going to give you the information of people who opted into their form. With Groove, because we want to encourage you to be entrepreneurs, because we want to encourage you to do your own email marketing, we want you to follow up with your own leads. And that's why if you go back to the Groove JV page, okay, and you check out the promo tools and you go to the swipe files, you will see that there's a lot of emails that's been pre-written for you. That's because we want you to actually promote to your leads, right? What you actually see is that inside of your Groove account, at least the last time that I checked, anyone who opts in using your very own affiliate link on GrooveAsia.cm, on groove.cm, on groovefunnels.com, you will have the option to actually follow up with your leads, because you will actually see them inside of your GrooveSell account. Okay, so take some time, of course, to explore that, to go into your dashboard, look through GrooveSell, look through all the Groove affiliates and everything along those lines, because you're going to be pleasantly surprised that for Groove, we actually give you a lot more information than what many people out there would be willing to give you. And that's because we want to encourage you to be we want to encourage you to be, email marketers, online marketers, entrepreneurs. We want you to follow up with your own leads. And obviously, when you do that, it will increase conversions for you. It will increase conversions for Groove. And it's just going to be a win-win-win situation all along, right? You will win, Groove will win, and your customers will also win, simply because this is something that will help all of you. Okay, so hopefully that helps to answer your question as well. Going back into the questions, and just to let you know, there could be an issue with some of the comments, because I have not seen any comments come in the last 10-20 minutes. I don't know, for all I know, I'm offline and talking to myself. Hopefully that is not the case. I do still see that there are people live. However, I don't see any interaction. So hopefully that changes in just a moment. All right, so let's go ahead and see another question that we saw earlier and address this. Eric is saying, hello, Groove team. I have a question with regards to affiliate settings. If I start with my personal PayPal email and SSN for tax ID and later create a business entity, can I update the settings to a business PayPal account and the business EIN for the tax ID? Does the system allow that, or would it cause problems? Thank you. Please let me know if this question is better directed to the support team. It probably is, Mr. Eric, better for the support team. However, since we are here, let's go ahead and try and answer that question for you here as well. I, by no means, am any member of the support team, just so that you know. So there will be a lot of different chances of when I might not be able to find the answer to what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and explore together. From my understanding, okay, so this is your Groove account. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and hide this question for now so that we can see more of the page. From my understanding, okay, and the last time that I did this was actually way before, like even Groove affiliate was officially released. All these things look completely different. And so from my memory, the last time that I was here, I probably clicked on either GrooveSell, or maybe even right now, it could have been changed to Groove affiliate. Okay. And if we go to, since this is about your affiliate marketing campaign, let's go ahead and click on settings over here. And from my understanding, anytime that you have anything that is inside of your affiliate settings, they can be changed. Okay, so over here under the username, okay, so once again, we first went to Groove affiliate and then we went to settings. Not bad, right? I remember this correctly. We went to over here where it says settings under general. Okay, this is your username. So it looks like your username can be changed. Under payment, okay, this is where you will enter in your email, your PayPal email address. It looks like this can be changed as well. And the wire information can also be changed. Under your tax info, this is your tax ID, which also can be changed. Simply enter it in and type in save, and everything should work out correctly. Okay, so if we go back to the question itself, just to make sure that we understood it and was able to answer it, Eric was saying, hello, Groove team. I have a question with regards to affiliate settings. If I start with my personal PayPal and SSN for tax ID and later create a business entity, can I update the settings to a business PayPal and the business EIN for tax ID? So the answer is yes. It looks like we addressed both those issues. Does the system allow that, or would it cause problems? From my understanding, it will not cause problems. If it does, then yes, that is when it would be a support issue, and in which case we would want to escalate that to support, okay? But from what I understand in my other account, I was able to change it with no problems. And so from the looks of things from here, it looks like it is very similar. There are no issues with that. All right, so I finally got a message from Rob saying audio and video are still good. Thank you very much for confirming that, Mr. Rob. All right, and then over here, we have another question. I'm not sure if it's George or Jorge. Forgive me if I butcher your name, but we have another question over here. It says, on GroovePages, under Publish Settings, Manage Domains, what is the difference between published website and current page? This is a very good question, Jorge, okay? Because I don't know about you, but for me, this is actually one of the features that I have been looking for and waiting for a very, very long time. Now, just to let you know, okay, I'm not sure if you can still see my screen, but when it came to the creation, I'm going to tell you a little story, okay? When it came to the creation of the GrooveAsia.cm website, it took me a very long time. Why? Because every time that I made one simple change, it took forever. And I had no idea whether or not, because it was the dashboard, I had no idea was if GroovePages was going through training. I had no idea if it was because of my account. I just knew that every single time that I wanted to make an update, or when I published the website for the very, very first time, it just seemed like it wasn't working. I click on publish, and then at the time, it would just have that, once you click on publish back in the day, before all those changes happened, right? The publish button would get blocked out and you couldn't click on it anymore, right? And it would just stay gray. And usually, if you're like me, right, you're working on your own websites, once you click on the publish button, literally within seconds, you're gonna see that green box, right? That says, that notification that says, your site progress, your site publication process is in progress, or something along those lines, right? I was waiting, and I was waiting, and I was waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, nothing was happening, okay? And I had to reach out to David Fernandez, who does all of the publishing for the entire Groove team. And he told me, right, he confirmed that, oh, yes, that's actually very normal. Why? Because GrooveAsia.cm is a clone of GrooveFunnels.com. And GrooveFunnels.com is a huge, huge site, okay? I don't know if you're familiar with the different types of pages. I mean, there's GrooveFunnels.com /this, /that, /infographic, /upgrade, so many different things that I can't even remember right now, okay? This website, okay, this website of GrooveFunnels.com, I think the last time that I checked, it had dozens and dozens of pages, and they were full-blown pages. There's a ton of content on there. There's a lot of files. There's a lot of embeds. There's a lot of integrations, of course, right? Because it needed to integrate with, all the different things in GrooveSell. It needed to integrate with all the different autoresponders, the payment gateway, the transactions, the email marketing system. It was just a huge, ginormous site. And at that time, for sites like that, okay, which had been cloned into GrooveAsia.cm at the time, we realized that when it came to big sites like those, they took forever for us to actually publish, because when you click on the publish button, GroovePages publishes your entire website, okay? Not just your entire page. Not just that one page that you're working on, not just what you want published, not just those small, tiny changes. They publish the entire page. And unfortunately, okay, working within GroovePages for Groove.cm, GrooveAsia.cm, okay, everything that required us to make small, tiny little changes. For example, I changed the video, perhaps. For example, I saw a typo. I want to change the color here and there, right? Every time that I wanted to make one small tiny change, I wanted to add an extra question to our FAQ page. right? Or maybe I wanted to add an extra logo at the bottom of one of our other video pages or one of our social media invitation pages. Unfortunately, it took forever, okay? And as you can see right now, another issue, which I believe is still pending to happen right now, what GroovePages is doing is it's loading all of our websites, okay? It's loading all of our pages within this website. So not only when it publishes, it takes a very long time. When it loads, it also takes a very long time. Okay, and so maybe later on, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, that, actually it's not that bad, 10-15 seconds, for it to load the entire thing. However, okay, whenever we make any small changes, like if I say I want to make this into, instead of get full details and join us live, I want this to say register live, right? Or register right now. This one simple change, right? Normally, it will take me a few seconds just to make that change. But if I want to publish it, it will take 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes even more. That's the problem, right? Because when I click on pages, you're going to see there's just a whole bunch of pages over here, right? So all these different pages, every time that we used to publish, every single one of them were required to load. Every single one of them had to publish one by one by one. And at the capacity of my GrooveAsia.cm page, which is already smaller than groove.cm, groovefunnels.com, and probably smaller than some of your sites out there that you might be using, it still took me 45 minutes on average, sometimes an hour, sometimes even longer. That's a long time, right? For one small, simple change. And on top of that, we needed to be active on the page. If for whatever reason, and I'm sure you saw this yourself, you're working on GroovePages, but maybe you go somewhere else and you come back, and then for whatever reason, GroovePages logs you out, right? I had to sit there, make sure that my browser is open. I cannot click anywhere else. I move my mouse every once in a while, scroll up and down once in a while to make sure that it's still active, in order to ensure that within that hour, when it finally does publish, okay, that everything works out correctly. I have multiple instances where I was sitting there waiting for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and because I was doing something else, because I wasn't paying attention, 45 minutes in, it logged me out. And of course, what that meant was, in the case that if it saved properly, then great. If it didn't save properly, sometimes it would just say saving, and it never does actually save. Well, unfortunately, that means I lost all my work. It didn't save. I need to make all the changes once again, and I need to publish it once again, and everything needs to load once again for who knows how long, right? And not until sometimes an hour later, and I finally see this little message right at the bottom over here, right? At the bottom over here, and it says site publishing in progress, right? It might take a few seconds. Oh yeah, it definitely didn't take a few seconds or a few minutes. It took over an hour. But regardless, right? That was what we had to go through every time that we had one of these big websites that we're trying to work on. Now, going back to your question, this is where the good news actually comes in, because now, if let's say I see a typo over here, okay, if I want to change GrooveAsia TM into GrooveAsia R for registered, if I want to change it to .cm, right? If I want to make any changes whatsoever, if I want to change all these different pink buttons and text into red, which we currently don't, okay? That's a different story for a different day. However, if let's say I want to do that, okay? Instead of going to publish and now only have one option to publish the entire website, which will take forever and a day, okay? Now, all I need to do is click on current page, okay? Once I hover over current page, which you cannot see right now, let me go ahead and untap this over here. In fact, I'm also going to, what is the best way to do this? We can't really do it. I'm going to increase the size of this page. Let's see if that works. Okay, if I scroll over here, all right, so my face is blocking it. Wrong. Wow, technology, right? I'm going to change this to over here temporarily. And as you'll see right here, okay, there is now, in addition to just regular publish, there's now publish websites and publish current page. If I want to publish the entire website, which I don't envision I will ever want to do, okay, because this is an hour of my life every single time that I made a change that I will never ever get back, all right? Now, anytime that I make a specific change, all I need to do is click on publish on the current page, and the only change that will happen or the only publication that will happen is going to be on that page that I just changed. Okay, for all of you who have smaller websites that don't usually have this problem, okay, this is not going to be a problem for you. In fact, you're probably not going to need to use this probably ever until you grow to that part of your life where you eventually will have this actual issue of having a page that is way too big, a website that's way too big, right? But the good news is that for any one of you who do either currently, right now, or in the future will have big websites, that's going to basically publish every single one of your pages every time that you want to make one small, simple change. That's going to take you 45 minutes to an hour, whatever else. Now, with current page, this will save you a whole bunch of time. When it comes to the publication, it will save you a whole bunch of time when it comes to making sure that your site goes live. Okay, and so hopefully that serves to answer your question, Jorge. Vero is saying, we are here. Thank you very much. Great to see you. And then we also have Morning Rod saying, yes, I think that was a real problem. You feel my pain, don't you? And then we have another message here from Morning Ride saying, wow, cool. Awesome. So yes, as you can see, that is the exact same reason earlier why I said, all the improvements are going to continue to happen. When is it ever going to be perfect? I don't envision any time that is ever going to be perfect. So don't wait until a quote unquote perfect moment, because everything is going to continue to get improved as time goes on, and you don't want to miss the boat anytime that you need to go through something like that. All right. So of course we want to start using it sooner rather than later, because you're going to be right there inside wearing our shoes, knowing exactly what it means when we make all these different improvements. Because of course, whenever these improvements happen, you haven't experienced it in the first place. You're not really going to appreciate them as well as if you actually, experience what I went through. There you go. All right. So we have another question here from David, and David asked the question. Actually, David is providing some type of an education here. David says, when a website is responsive, the layout and or content responds or adapts based on the size of the screen. Yes, that is absolutely true. Okay, now here comes the question. Is GroovePages mobile responsive? The answer is yes. In fact, if you use GroovePages and you're inside of our account, you will notice that right here at the very top, okay, this is where you will be able to make the adjustments to the customization of the different types of mobile responsiveness. By default, it's going to be right here at the very end, and this is going to represent, the big monitor, the desktop, or whatever else. If you want to see how mobile looks like, this one is mobile. Okay, so now whenever somebody goes to GrooveAsia.cm, for example, on their mobile device, okay, right here, this is what they're going to see, a page that looks like this. If you want to see how it looks like on a tablet or on bigger screens, you can click through to all of these. And by the way, if you see that they don't necessarily align exactly the way that you want them to align, you can actually apply changes on individual ones as well. By clicking either right here, you'll see applying changes to all devices, or if your screen looks a little bit different, which could happen because changes are being rolled out, on different scales, and sometimes you're not going to see exactly what I see. Okay, sometimes, and if it hasn't rolled out for you, you might actually see that there is, or there was, at least for me, another option right here that says click here to make all the different changes across the board or whatever else. I believe that this is where we're gearing towards to. If you see this change as well, let me know inside of the comments. It will be great to know if you're seeing exactly the same thing as me. Right here, you'll see applies changes only to the desktop device. If you click on this, it will say applying changes to all of the devices all at the same time. So to answer your question, Mr. David, yes, Groove is absolutely mobile responsive, and it does help you to do all of these. All right, cool. All right, we have another question right here by Jennifer. All right, and let's see what Jennifer is asking. It looks like it's a very, very long question. It's going to cover up the better part of the screen, but that's okay. You don't need to see my face anyway, right? Jennifer is asking, actually, she's saying, I'm new to Groove, welcome, and would appreciate feedback on website design. Sure. We currently have WordPress/WooCommerce, but are looking into a beautiful theme on Shopify, but it's pricey. Do we even need these other platforms with Groove? Or could we get away with the most basic Shopify plan? What are you guys using? I did cancel my ClickFunnels account, but I'm not sure how the e-commerce websites compare to what's out there as of yet. Any advice? Welcomed and appreciated. All right, so a few different clarifications here. Okay, Jennifer, let's see. Okay, so you're currently using WordPress and WooCommerce and looking into a Shopify theme. All right, so I'm assuming that with that, you're using a Shopify theme that would work with your WordPress account. However, the main meat of the question is, do we even need these other platforms with Groove? The thing with Groove is that you don't actually need, because you won't be using all these other platforms. For example, okay, WordPress would be replaced by GroovePages. You would be using GroovePages to build your websites instead of WordPress. Does that make sense? All right. In addition, could we get away with the most basic Shopify plan? The other thing is, I mean, if you want to use Shopify, you can, right? However, GrooveCarts is designed to replace Shopify. So I'm trying to understand the basis of your question here. If you are a user of Groove, okay, you actually would not, and for most of us, we wouldn't be using WordPress or Shopify anymore, because with the Groove apps that's made available, they are all meant to replace all these different apps. And now I'm kind of seeing that maybe you're referring to Shopify, the platform being pricey, right? And not the actual theme itself. Maybe the theme is, but Shopify, yes, is definitely pricey all on its own. The good news is that with GrooveCarts, which is included in your Groove account, right? This is a replacement of Shopify so that you don't need to use Shopify at all, okay? You can use GrooveCarts and that's it. All right, what are you guys doing? But with that said, okay, even though Groove is designed for you to replace all these different other third-party applications, just know that it is up to you and your own personal preference. If some people, right, they've built a Shopify store, they've been using it for years and years and years, they don't want to make any changes, and so they want to use Shopify in conjunction with Groove, then of course, they can do that. It's up to them. It's their decision to make. And so same with you. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are using just Groove, and there will be some people who are using Groove and Shopify and WordPress and ClickFunnels and whatever else, right? So with all of that, I believe that yes, definitely the decision is yours to make. But if you are looking for a way to save because Shopify is too pricey, for example, then the good news is that with groove.cm, this is your one-stop shop solution for you to do all of those things. All right. The next part of your question, I did cancel my ClickFunnels account, but I'm not sure how the e-commerce website compare to what's out there as of yet. Any advice, welcome and appreciated. So if you're interested, you can obviously learn more about the GrooveCart system by going to our YouTube channel right over here. And now, instead of searching for GrooveBlog or GrooveMail, now you can search for GrooveCart, okay? And over here, you will search for Groove Carts, and now you will see that there are tons of videos which will allow you a much better understanding of exactly what is out there. Okay, intro to Groove Carts for new members, and then you can also see a lot of different Groove Cart updates. In fact, because Groove Cart was actually the first app that was released for Groove, I believe all the way back in 2019. Feels like light years ago, right? But in fact, it was the first, even before GroovePages became official. And so with all of these, you will be able to see that, yes, there is just a ton and ton of videos that you can learn all about Groove Carts if you want, whether it's about the challenge, whether it's about Q&A, whether it's direct tutorial videos, or for whatever else. The answer is yes. We do have a bunch of training that you can go through, which will allow you to learn more about how it works, how it compares to other programs out there, and hopefully that serves to answer your question on whether or not it's worth it to make the change for you. Okay, we have another question over here from Natalie, trying to show this up right here. All right, it says, yeah, okay. Hey y'all, can someone tell me how to install a plugin on Groove? For example, a sitemap plugin, which usually works for WordPress. Thanks in advance for any help. Now, just as we mentioned, I think it was a really good segue from the previous question into this one, because Groove, Natalie, is a completely separate platform from everything else, including WordPress. Okay, so as I mentioned, those who use Groove, they probably would choose not to use WordPress, because for those who use WordPress, it's a completely different system. And those who use WordPress, maybe they won't use Groove. So with that said, the plugins, if you're talking about the plugins for WordPress, they would not work on Groove. Okay, it's a completely separate system. Groove doesn't work exactly the way that WordPress does. The way that you would normally install a WordPress plugin is one of two ways, right? Number one, you would go into your dashboard, and then you would need to upload the zip file directly in the plugin section. There is no option like that for Groove. The other way is if you use FTP and you go directly into your folder and you upload the plugin, I believe not in the zip file anymore, but you upload it directly using FTP. Now, neither of those options actually are available for Groove. In fact, for Groove, we do not use any plugins. We don't use WordPress plugins. We don't use WordPress themes. Everything is custom made. Everything is built from the ground up. So with that said, okay, hopefully that serves to answer your question. If you have a theme or a plugin that you're currently using with WordPress, that will not work with Groove. Everything will be required to be built from the ground up. Your entire page also needs to be built from the ground up. And speaking of segues, we do have another question here from Gina, which sounds like yet it's another relevant series of questions. Okay, Gina is asking, hello, is there a way to import a ClickFunnels template into GrooveFunnels, please? Smiley face. I don't want to put a damper into your smiley face, but unfortunately, sad face. There currently is no way to import a ClickFunnels template into GrooveFunnels. Number one, because unfortunately, ClickFunnels blocked the Groove system so that it's not able to be created anymore. It's not able to be imported. And so unfortunately, there's probably ways that we are trying to figure out if at all it is possible. I'm sure the development team will find a way to do it. But from the past few months, what we realized is that they did a pretty good job blocking us from accessing their servers, accessing their system, accessing everything that is ClickFunnels related. So we are not able to, unfortunately, import or one-click move over anything easily. Unfortunately, it means that if you have something with ClickFunnels, you would need to set everything up all the way from the ground up, from scratch once again. Okay, so again, didn't mean to put a damper on your smiley face, but unfortunately, that is the sad face. We want to, of course, work in peace with as many of the other platforms out there, but unfortunately, sad face, it sounds like that ClickFunnels doesn't like us very much right now. Okay, so that is the unfortunate truth. Another question that we see over here from Lynn. She's saying, I need help setting up my GrooveFunnels sites. I have my domain set up already. Okay. The best way, Lynn, for you to ask any question, and this applies for any single one of us here as well, is we want to be as specific as possible. Okay. So if you say you need help getting set up, well, we would like to know what you need help setting up, right? What is it exactly that you need help set up with? So yes, you've negated that you already have your domain set up. That's good. Okay, so that's not the part that you need help with. But what is it that you need help with? Do you need help understanding what is the difference between a website and a page and a funnel? Do you need help to create an actual opt-in page? Do you need help with integrations? Do you need help to set up a transaction form, a checkout? Do you need help to integrate it with an autoresponder or GrooveSell or whatever else, right? So with all of that, it would definitely help us to help you if we know exactly what it is that you need help with. But with that said, okay, we're going to direct you back to our YouTube channel right now, just in case anything that you might need help with, possibly you would be able to find a video on that already if you go to youtube.com/GrooveDigital. Okay, you come back over here, and let's say that you say, I need help with GroovePages or GrooveFunnels. Go ahead and do a search right here, and you will see exactly some of the different videos that have been created for you already, that hopefully can walk you through some of the help that you might need. Okay, so once again, I don't know what help it is that you need, but if you can be a lot more specific, even when it comes to the search over here, for example, I need help with aligning elements on the page, or I need help to publish a free site on GroovePages, or I need help to build out a one-page website, right? Do a search right here within the search bar. All right, and over there, it's going to give you the capability to find out a lot of the resources that we already have in the form of tutorial videos, and hopefully that will serve to answer your question. But if not, if let's say there's something else that you need help with specifically that is not addressed in any tutorial videos, we invite you to once again ask for help directly inside of our community private Facebook group. But this time, be a little bit more specific so that we know exactly how we can help you. All right, so hopefully that serves to provide you with the resources towards the next steps. Next, we have another question from Harpreet. And this question looks like it's a little bit technical. Okay, and hopefully we can see if we can help you to answer the question. It says, has anyone had any luck uploading an MP4 video as the background to their landing page? Thanks. Okay, I personally have not uploaded a video as the background of my landing page, but to maximize the screen, I'm going to go ahead and show you right here, and let's see if we are back on our page right here. This is our dashboard. Okay, as you can see, we removed the comment so that you can see a lot more over here. I believe if you want to add in, let's say, a video background over here. Now, not to be confused, obviously, with a video foreground, because over here, as you can see, I embedded a video so that when we are actually on the page itself, okay, it will play the video and it's not in the background. If you want to set this as the background, I believe that, or maybe it's a block. Okay, I believe that I've seen this in one of the resources. Is not backgrounds. Let's go over here to wireframes, record successful. Okay. So it looks like it's all the way at the bottom, which I'm gonna need to increase the size of this once again so that you can see this a lot more clearly. if you scroll all the way to the bottom, I'm going to, where is this banner that I'm going to, there you go. And I need to remove my name as well. Wow, there's a lot of stuff that I need to change just so that I can show you this one simple thing right there. Video backgrounds, okay? Video backgrounds is the option that you're gonna want to take a look at if you want to add a background to your, a video to your background, okay? You wanna add a background to your web page that ultimately shows a video. These are the different templates that you can use, all right? So go to, once again, on the page itself, blocks, click on wireframes, and you will be able to see all the way at the bottom, at least it is for me, okay, video backgrounds, and you will be able to find that there are a few different templates that have been created for you there already, okay? So with that, simply click on this, drag it into your screen, make any types of edits that you need to, and of course, there you go. All right, so hopefully that serves to help you to answer your question about how to add a background video image or video background, and hopefully that helps you as well. Okay, and over here, let's go ahead and turn on that banner once again. Turn on that banner once again so they can go and see our different sources. We have another question over here from Bongaway. From Bongaway, and I'm trying to see that over here. Whoops. Let's do that one more time. Lots of technical difficulties here today, folks, but that's what happens when you're on live TV. Okay, Bongaway is saying, hello guys, I want to promote GrooveFunnels as an affiliate marketer. What are good upsell product options? Any suggestions? Okay, so you want to promote GrooveFunnels as an affiliate marketer. Good choice, okay? Now the question, it looks like, what are good upsell product options? Any suggestions? If your specific question, Bongaway, is asking about if you are promoting GrooveFunnels and you want to also sell something in addition to promoting GrooveFunnels, if that's what I understand from your question directly, this can be a variety of different options, right? Of course, what I personally recommend is that if you are going to promote Groove to any of your leads, your prospects, your customers, right up front, I'm probably not going to want to upsell them anything, because instead of providing them with something else to buy, I would probably focus more on providing a bonus, right? I want to differentiate myself from any other Groove affiliate out there by providing them with an extra bonus. When you buy from me, right? When you decide to click on my affiliate link, and when you decide to buy Groove through my affiliate offer, this is what you're going to get that you're not going to get from anybody else. Okay, so I will recommend that instead of thinking about the upsell right up front, Groove does a great job doing the upsell for us already. Try to differentiate yourself so that people will choose to buy from you as opposed to other people. All right, with that, speaking of upsells, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but right after the free offer, of course, there's the funnel, right? The funnel is the first time around. You're going to get the platinum lifetime account offer. If they say yes to it, they get another offer. If they say no to that, they get another offer. So the funnel does a good job all on its own, trying to make you more money, so to speak. Okay, so don't worry about that. Focus on getting that first initial sale and do that first. If, let's say later on, all right, you finally made the upsell, you got the sales already, and let's say you got your commission, and if, let's say, you want to provide even more value to your people, I would probably say focus more on that. Provide value. Don't just think of it as an upsell. Something else that you can sell, something else that will make you more money, so to speak. That's what traditional marketers want to do, okay? We here at Groove, we are very different. Everything that we focus on is in creating more and more value to our customers. And that's why you will see, even for the main company of Groove, once you are, let's not even say that you are a lifetime platinum member for now. Even if you are a free member, you will notice that everybody, you have access to the community, don't you? You have access to this Q&A. You have access to our live streams. You have access to our tutorial videos. It doesn't matter if you are a free member or if you are a paid upgraded member. You also get the exact same access in terms of education as everybody else. And now let's say that you are an upgraded member. Well, as an upgraded member, you will get access to all these different things that you get as released right now. But in addition to that, you will also be grandfathered in, right? What does that mean? It means that if the price goes up later on, you don't have to worry about paying the difference of the price increase. If and when we go into a monthly subscription plan, you don't have to worry about going into the monthly subscription plan because you already made the positive decision to join us at the lifetime platinum member level when it was available, okay? In addition to that, whenever future upgrades or future apps are released, you also get free access to all those as well. For example, right now, right, you invested 1397, for example, and let's say that you get access to all these different tools that are already available. But guess what? Groove Video, GrooveBlog, all those things, they came after the fact, right? GrooveMember, they all came in after the fact. In the beginning, right, it was just GroovePages. It was just Groove Carts. It was just Groove Sell. That was it, right? And those who invested 1397 at the time, when Groove Video and GrooveMember and GrooveBlog, when all those things got released, they also got access to those. Same thing in the future when Groove Webinar, Groove Live or Groove Stream and Groove Desk and Groove Survey, Groove Quiz, when all those things get released later on, right? You also get full access to those. So in other words, you've grandfathered your way for future access, and these are all free bonuses for you just for investing in today. Okay, so always think about how you can get additional and provide additional value to your people. But if, let's say, push comes to shove, you're now 6 months in, everything is already offered, everything that is, that is supposed to be available for Groove is already available. What is your next step to providing even more value, right? So that's where your question comes in. The upsell, right? What can you provide more that is of value? The question is 100 dependent on you, okay? What can you offer? What do you want to offer? Do you want to offer additional relevant training? You can, right? Do you want to offer a service where you will create a full-blown website for them, a full-blown funnel, and all you'll do is charge them, I don't know, $10, $50, $100? That would probably be the most relevant kind of upsell, because you are providing additional value to your people in a way that will help them. If they are willing to invest a little bit more, right, to work with you on a monthly level, you will continue to provide, support to them. You will work with them on the email marketing, right? You will work with them on the video marketing. You will continue to write blogs for them using the GrooveBlog platform. There are plenty of ways they can provide additional services to your people. That's not really an upsell. It's more so an additional way for you to provide value. Does that make sense? So if we want to provide additional value to our people, always think of additional ways that we can help them, that we can serve them. And in turn, all they're doing is they're paying us for our time, for our services, and that would be my highest recommendation for any kind of upsell. We want to make sure that we are helping and contributing to other people. So hopefully that helps to answer your question. We have another question over here from Hamza. Okay, and Hamza is asking, what if someone gets a chance to upgrade their ability to influence people? Will that increase their sales? Okay, so if somebody has I'm not sure what you mean by up. So when I first saw the word upgrade, I thought you meant that, upgrade their account, whatever else. But suddenly I got thrown a curveball. Upgrade their ability to influence people. So in other words, if you somehow increase your influence as an influencer, will that also increase their sales? I would say that if you are an influencer and you have other people, or you have a much higher influence on other people, that will definitely increase your influence to produce results. Okay, this is a very like walking on a tightrope type of question, because when you're talking about increasing your sales, you can be talking about increasing sales for almost anything, right? So if you happen to be a TikTok influencer with 100 million people who are following you because you are dancing, you're a good dancer, you're a good singer, people are following you because they see the funny videos that you make, regardless of how many times you want to suddenly tell them to buy GrooveFunnels, right? Or upgrade their Groove account, chances are they're not going to buy from you because it's not relevant. Okay, so what you're selling needs to be relevant to your influence. Does that make sense? Being an influencer is not a hard and fast rule that will allow you to increase your sales to anything online. That's not how it works. Okay, the way that it works is that if you have an influence over people towards a particular group, like, I don't know, like Michael Jackson, not the best example, right? Elvis, not the best example, right? Madonna, right? Not the best example, but they have a huge influence, or they had a huge influence on their own fan base because they enjoyed them. They like them. They are fans of their music. So if they go out there and they say, hey, I'm going to be doing a concert, I'm going to be releasing this album, I'm going to be teaching you how to sing, how to dance, then they're going to have a huge influence off of that. But if Madonna one day, goes on her Instagram, I don't know, and starts talking about Groove, people are not going to know what she's talking about. So with that said, okay, if you are an influencer in the make money online niche, in the wealth creation niche, in the business building, internet marketing community, let's say, for example, the higher your influence, then yes, I would say the higher the influence, that you will get to influence other people to purchase the product that you recommend. If I were to go online, right, and I were to go and talk to somehow 1,000 people who may or may not know who I am, maybe I'll make a few sales of Groove if I recommend it because I know enough about the product to speak about it intelligently. But if I have no influence over them, they have no idea who I am, then who am I to be telling them what to do and what to buy and what to invest in, right? Now, if we get Mike Filsaime, the veteran internet marketer with 16 years of full-time internet marketing experience, who is the internet marketing's Michael Jordan, right? And he basically co-founded, is the CEO of Groove. Now, if he goes up there and he talks about the benefits of Groove, all the features, all the benefits, he is going to, quote unquote, crush it, right? He's going to make a lot of sales because he has that influence. More people know who he is, and more people know him, like him, and trust him. Compare that with somebody who is brand new in internet marketing, don't know anybody, they cannot tell him apart from, a bar of soap, and this guy or this gal goes online into their own Facebook newsfeed and Facebook Live and say, hey, you should buy this because it's so cool. I signed up as well, and I think it's absolutely awesome, without anything to show for it, without sharing the results, without saying, yeah, I've been online for an X amount of years, I've made an X amount of money, I've generated an X amount of sales. If you don't have that type of influence, then the obvious answer is that they're not going to be as influential as somebody like Mike Filsaime, for example, who has that type of influence. So hopefully that serves to answer a little bit more of your question, and hopefully that helps as well. And I see a comment over here from Morning's Ride saying, yes, I've got an influencer, PLR, will rework it as a Groove influencer package. Thank you, Hamza. Okay, so thank you all of you for your continued questions, and keep in mind there are still, not all of them are coming through. And so with that, unfortunately, now I see a comment coming in from YouTube. Maybe YouTube works a little bit better. I don't know. Ivy is saying, ha ha ha, a bar of soap, sabun, as we like to say here in Malaysia, right? Because sabun is the direct translation of soap to Malay. So with all of that, we have one final question. All right, and this final question comes from Natalie, and she is saying, for affiliate commission, where do we set up info to receive the commission? And what info do we need? Is it in USD? Is it in US dollars? So I need to open a US bank account then. You have a lot of questions. I'm from Canada, so new to internet marketing, and so any info would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, be friends. So let's go ahead and tackle this one at a time. Okay, for affiliate commissions, where do we set up info to receive the commissions? I believe if you watched a little bit of what we shared a little bit earlier on, I did go through the sections that you need to go to. And of course, if you are not active, you're going to see this little log out thing that I was talking about, which is why it's always a good thing that now we have the, publish on a current page so that we don't have to experience this ever again. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to readjust the page for us because it looks like it got a little bit out of line over here. And so we're going to adjust this to make sure that it looks a little bit better. Give me a few seconds. All right, there we kind of go. All right, so I don't want to show you too many things. So here's the deal, right? When you're inside of your account and you are, let's say, and I'm going to click out of here because it's going to take another 10, 15 seconds or whatever it is to load that page because it still takes a very long time. I'm going to go ahead and click on apps. Remove that from the page for a moment so that you can see a little bit more of this. Go to where it says Groove Affiliates. Okay, go to where it says Groove Affiliate, and when you scroll down just a little bit, you will see where it says Settings. Okay, click on Settings, and this, Natalie, is where you will go to set up info to receive commission. Number one, you need a username. Okay, so with the username, this is where you will enter in the username that you want to use. It's going to identify you as our affiliates. So this one needs to be set up. Okay. What other info do you need? The other info that you need right here is your PayPal email address. All right. So if you want to be paid by PayPal, this is where you will enter in your PayPal email address. After you've done so, go ahead and click on Save. If you want to get paid by wire transfer, all right, click on where it says Wire. And this is where you will enter in your wire transfer information, such as your account name, your address, your city, your state, postal code, country, whatever other information that we need from the bank, and your ABA, IBAN, SWIFT code, and all these things that Groove is asking for. Okay. And then finally, the last thing that you will need is right here where it says tax ID, which would be equivalent to, in the US, your social security number, your EIN. You mentioned that you're in Canada, so whatever is the equivalent of what that would be in Canada. Okay, so whatever is your private citizen tax information number that associates you and is basically the generated from the government. Okay, so with that is the information that you need. Is it in USD? So everything is sold in USD, right? So when it comes to, let's say, PayPal, okay, you can actually receive USD with your PayPal account, and sometimes they'll send it to you in USD, depending on how you set up your actual PayPal account. And so to answer your next question, do you need to open up a US bank account? The answer is no, okay? For mine, The one that I have is a Malaysian PayPal account, and for all of the commissions that come in, I receive them in USD, okay? No issues. For another one of my PayPal accounts, it automatically converts and everything just got converted into Malaysian ringgit. And so with that, there's no issue either. You do not need to have a US bank account. And so even if you are in Canada, okay, look around in your PayPal account, go to paypal.com to sign up for absolutely free. And with that, you can simply enter in your PayPal email address right here under PayPal, and that is all the information that Groove is going to need to pay you. And so hopefully that answers your question in terms of what else that you need. All right, in terms of how to actually promote this, if let's say, for example, you want to promote this, then of course you need to go to the Groove JV page, which looks something like this. This is, of course, the GrooveAsia version, but your own groovejv.com, if you're going to go there, it's going to look pretty similar. And the one thing that you will need in order for you to promote this is right here, where it says links, okay? And you're going to want to promote with your own individual affiliate link. All right, so whatever it is that you want to promote, whether it is the free account or whether it is the upgraded page or whether it's the GrooveAsia launch event, which you can find out more about at grooveasia.cm, or in this case, let's just go ahead and send you directly to groovejv.com so that you can see exactly what this looks like if you're going to go to groovejv.com. Right over here, when it loads, you're going to see that on groovejv.com, the promotional tools is going to look a little bit different because these are all specific to groove.cm. Okay, so over here, this is your affiliate link to go to groovefunnels.com directly. This one is your affiliate link to the upgrade page. This one is the affiliate link to your package options. This one is going to send people directly to the live webinar that I do, okay? This one is for GrooveCarp, this one is for the No BS live event, and this one is groove.cm. So go to groovejv.com, check out your promotion tools if you want to learn all about that. And of course, that is the place where you will find all of the links. And this takes us to the very last question that we see right over here from Tyson. That is from YouTube, and Tyson is asking, what can be the best traffic source to promote GrooveFunnels? Well, the best traffic source is very subjective, okay? Because some people find that for them, certain traffic sources work better than others. So to answer the question, what is the best traffic source to promote Groove? Well, that depends on you. If you already have a list, as you can see right here on our promotional tools, okay? Emails could be a good resource for you, and it is definitely a good resource for many people. If you already have a list, if you already have customers, if you already have leads that you want to, if you want to communicate to, go towards the swipes, and you will see a lot of emails. Okay, these are emails that you can copy and paste or model after and make some changes if you want to. These are all emails that you can use. Now, for some people, they like to get SEO organic traffic, okay? And one of the ways that they do that is they might want to use blogs. So blogging can be another very effective traffic source for you. Okay, some people want to use articles. So over here, you can see there's articles. There's also press releases that you can use. There's also banner ads. There's thank you pages, logout pages. A lot of people also like to use social media. A lot of people also like to use videos. A lot of people also like to use Facebook ads. And also a lot of people like to use signatures in their emails or in their forums as well. Okay, so what can be the best traffic source to promote Groove? I don't think there is a best traffic source. There can be a best traffic source for you according to your own preference. But what I would recommend that you do is go over here to groovejv.com, check out all of the promotional tools that we have right here for you, okay? And you will be able to use all of these. choose which ones you want to use, and you will be able to use them for all of them. Okay, we do have another one question that just came in. Louise is saying, I already have Aweber linked with ClickFunnels. Can I link my Groove account with the same Aweber account, or do I need to create a different one until GrooveMail is available? You can link GroovePages or your Groove account to your existing Aweber account, no issues. Okay. Just to let you know, of course, Aweber is, of course, separate from GrooveMail. So even when GrooveMail does come out, you can still use Aweber if you want, or you can choose not to, regardless of whatever the case might be. All right, so with that, that is the end of our Q&A here today. I want to appreciate you here today for spending the last hour and a half with us, because it's always a pleasure to connect with all of you right here directly on Groove. Make sure that if you haven't already, click on that like button on the video as well as on our Facebook pages. Make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channels. Make sure that you are engaged and inside following of our groups, because the next time that we go on live, whether it is a Q&A, or whether it is a Groove at any time, or whether it's something else from any one of the Groove members, of course, we want to make sure that you are available and sharing your live engagement with us as well. All right, so on behalf of the entire Groove team and myself, I want to thank you for being here. I'm seeing a few people saying thank you. So Tyson, you are welcome. Ivy, you are welcome as well. And Rashini, yes, you are welcome as well. Thank you to all of you back for joining us. And yes, the next time that we are on, make sure that you keep those notifications open and turned on so that we can actually join you here again. All right, so take action right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside. Cheers, folks.